Hello, my friends and everybody out there in the wilderness of night. What is the time today? It's late, it's already night, midnight, Shabbat Shalom. I'm feeling a bit sick today. At the same time, my daughter was sick. I have no clue what that was. But I want to talk about some clarity of mind. How to keep a clear mind, how to be sober, how to keep track. People may think many things about other people. People may judge things to be stupid or confusing or whatever that judge is. People do some prejudiced judgment because they are afraid. They are the fools. They can be the fools. It's easy like that. People are easily manipulated, tricked. And when you know the main rule and strategy of tricking people's mind, you will just keep them going that track. People will go down on anybody's track if they are lured in doing so. I've been speaking around with people on how to keep a sober mind. What makes a sober mind? What promotes a sober mind? It can be. I realized that language is somehow the best tool to keep a sober mind. When you talk with people, it's kind of very strange at the same time. Strange because my friend mentioned something that is lacking in the education. And that is from the first degree up to the last. Never in the school system is there a subject about how to interact between with the people, how to find your way, so to say, how to get in tune with other people. And that seems to be quite an achievement. He mentioned other things like you don't get educated in personal economy, like how to manage your income or your money, so to say. And he is absolutely right. I think we use different tools in order to get across our message. But in lack of those tools, we do different activities, mildly set in many regards, because we are very insecure whether my message, my point of view is coming across to you. We use different methods of both exposing our message and conveying it, and if you don't get the response you want, you you try harder, and that degree of harder is what makes people suffer. Maybe Putin today is trying to get a message across to everybody. But you see, we have learned to read different activities as a language that is exposing our deepest feelings or what we need in order to get our point across, our needs across. We can begin from the childhood. When the baby is crying, we know automatically that this baby needs some food, or there is some pain in the stomach because of the food. That can be hurtful. And children are crying because they lack the tools. But even though we think we understand, we worry too much maybe. When you get a third child, you learn to relax. But before that, the firstborn and the secondborn, if it's very fast intervals, very short intervals between the coming of the children, it can be very, very worrisome, because it can take just a year, then she's pregnant again after the first. So there are many parents that get many children in a short period of time. And in this short period, you have a learning curve to be a parent, like straight up. And that is never to be learned at school. Why doesn't we learn how to be parents at school? It's kind of, it would be maybe promoting childbirth if you knew a little bit about not only the pleasure of making a child, but also the blessing of a child. You know, basically, if there were a course or school about having children, you know, the basics of protecting this child, nourishing it, and be a good parent. My main point is we never learned how to expose or transmit our message in order for it to be received in the right way. So we get along maybe very disappointed at some time. We give out some messages, we get disappointed and ended up feeling sorry, feeling wounded. You see, we have this bat, this locating itself with sounds, and the ability to read those echoes. In order to read the language of a echo is their ability to navigate around. We have some challenges reading the echo. Because of the sound that the bat is sending out with its very large ear, so we know intuitively that this bat is, the hearing senses is so specifically good and precise. So even during the night it runs out. As I remember back in Kenya, it runs out almost exactly 6:30. Maybe some minutes, but it's just time bound. It's running out, and it's during the insects also, that the insects are seeking the light, so the bats are hunting the insects. And we know that snakes, they also navigate by these sensory organs. And that is the basic tool. We have ears, nose, mouth, taste, and hearing, feeling. So we have these 5 senses which we are obviously using in a basic term. But we use language. We use our language in order to get some feedback. You can't talk out in an echo like I'm doing now. I'm just a talker, a talk show for you, my friend. But you see, coming to the point of what I'm going to say is, we have to learn how to understand their feedback, the transmitting of ourself, our message, our cry, our laughter, everything. We have to learn how to observe and interact. That is the basic rule. It can be hard sometimes for people with special issues to understand, or to understand mimics and signals. They are not taking hints, so to say. If you say I'm very satisfied, when they come with the food and want to serve you, I'm satisfied, that is not a yes or a no. So those people, they yes, for example, they need a very basic feedback. Either it's yes or it's no. And because they want to be nice, maybe they put on the plate some more food. So you have to be very plain and very simple with specific people. So that is on you, how to interact with those basic feedbacks. It's nice to have those people around, because they will teach us in retrospect how to be clear, how to be precise, how to go along with basic statements. You see, the language we use is very basic. Here my daughter is learning this language skill, which is the codes of, for example, how to, the design of a program is based on a language, based on codes. And it's kind of a very precise, and in order for the computer to operate, the chip, the Intel to operate, the processor to operate these codes, it needs both a complete and a very precise language skill in this matter. I'm not into it, so I don't understand to make a code, but as I understand, if you do a dot failure, the whole program will have some glitch, and that is the point. Every program have to run on a language, and that is very intriguing, and it's very interesting, because you see, I'm a Norwegian guy. I commonly use Norwegian in order to convey a message. But in fact, I prefer, after some time, to use English, because it's more simplistic, a simplistic way of expressing my thoughts. And I would rather talk like an Englishman or an American or an Australian, but I'm a Norwegian. Take it for what it is. And if you are criticizing me for not being fluently English talking, I will beat you back. I'm just kidding. But you see, when you use, I told my daughter, if you use this kind of, now she's studying these codes, and if you are skilled in language, if your expression and your understanding of concepts are in a good order, you may also understand this kind of language more easy, more precise, so you can get the program running as it should. And it's the same with the mathematics. It's the same, precisely the same, but it is operating on a slightly different level, because in order to understand what promotes this answer, these specific measurements, you need maths. And if you are good in understanding those different languages, which I'm just using substitutes to better my skills. I think this generation today, I think my generation, which is somewhat old, we have to adapt, understand that the language skill of the new generation is both better than ours, and it is more precise, and it is maybe not more intellectual, but it is more specifics, it's more detailed, it is more clear differences between the layers. And they will easily, and that's maybe why youngsters like to talk with older people and vice versa. I think the elders like to talk with youngsters because it's kind of a language enjoyment. When you see a child trying to express something, you would like to help out. It's very nice and show different concepts of reality. So you see, in order to get a clear mind, as I started this video with, how to get a clear mind. I told my friend the other day here that I feel after some hours talking in this video, not that it really matters to anybody, I don't believe that, but in order to do this for half an hour and be more precise and specific in my explanation, so people doesn't get bored or think or feel that I am circling all the way. maybe not. It is different because sometimes I'm tired. I'm not that vigilant or what to say. But I regard this video as something very natural. I want to express my joy for using the language. It's a very simplistic language. I am not bragging here. Believe me, I don't brag about it, but in any way, I love to use the language because it is at the same time sobering me up. It is giving me some peace of mind at the same time. When I'm together with people, I mostly am silent. I let them talk to me. I don't push them. Talk to me now. but I love to hear. Maybe not so very much all the time. I get very easily. When I am interrupted, I'm so aggravated. But that is my reflections when people interrupt me like that. I think it's just lack of ability to listen, to have these bat ears. And when people interrupt, when people are talking, it's kind of rude at the same time, but they are not doing it because they want to be rude. It's just kind of a habit that they think they know what the other one is going to say, so they push on as they are the police here. But I can't arrest everyone that is doing that. I'm so tired of that. But I do something else about that. But to use the language is kind of a sobering up, to clear its mind. If I get to talk for about this time around, I feel that it is some kind of satisfaction, some kind of pleasure of using my language. I wish to do it more, but when I'm together with people, as I said, I'm mostly silent. I say something that promotes a whole lot of issues. So I let them talk and then jump to the next, and then they talk as far as it goes. And I will end this talk with maybe the most important topic is when you are psychologically stressed, when you are much alone and suffer a bit, as anybody can do, as I do sometimes. I'm a standard human being. To be much alone is not that pleasant all the time. So you need some feedback, you need some interaction, some sensory organs. And to use language. I mentioned this for a Jew, Messianic Jew, old Messianic Jew in Israel. He was visiting Israel with his Norwegian wife. And I said to him, or I was talking with his wife, which was at that time a little bit easier because he was not that accessible to me. He was accessible to anybody else but me. But I don't care. But I said to his wife something that I've been minding of lately, and that was some years ago, that language is a tool of healing. When you exercise your language, as I was telling to my friend, I told my friend, use your language, because he is a PhD degree in some kind of economy or something, and he loved what I said and wanted to do the same. You see, to talk in this kind of... I have a feeling that when I talk like this, as I do now, it's kind of a sobering reflection. It's kind of a string of logic. So when I do that, I feel also that my psyche, my psychologically confusion, get straightened out. I believe so. So people with mental issues, they also at the same time, many, I don't generalize, but many told me that they lack their language. They don't talk, they go into silent mode. And in that silent mode, for a human, it's not all that good. You can get very easily confused. You can get very easily distracted by your thoughts, your own thoughts and your own view. So if you are in this echo chamber, as the bat would say, and there it will be all this kind of feedback of your own thoughts can make you confused. I believe so. So to go out is kind of a receiving organ, receiving sensory organs that give me more natural, down-to-earth respond. But if I only respond to my own expression, that is going to enhance or promote something which is just confusing. So I believe that people that are stressed, people that are troubled in their mind, do some language. I don't say what kind, but with me I do talking. I do talking, and I would love to make drawings. I did that before, and the drawings were thrown away, so I felt that was a terrorist in my life. But any which way, if you like maths, do maths. Don't stop because you are suffering. Continue with what you love. And my friend, that will make you see something beyond your own here and now ability to understand that you can see. So I wish you all a blessed Shabbat, all my friends. I kind of want to say I love you and let love and language skill you.